Hi, my name is Dennis Ossoy and I'm working at SAP. With this video, I would like to give you an overview about the SAP Data Warehouse Cloud SAP BW Bridge feature based on a Greenfield scenario and with a system demo. Let me know if you have any specific questions. Me and my colleagues from SAP Data Warehouse Product Management and Strategy and SAP Data Warehouse Development will try to answer your questions very quickly. With that, let's start. Before we take a look into the system, I would like to give you an overview about my scenario. The following demo is based on the Greenfield scenario. That means when we operate SAP Data Warehouse Cloud, mentioned here as SAP Data Warehouse Cloud Core in the architecture, together with SAP BW Bridge, here the left side of the architecture, to connect SAP on-premise systems directly to the SAP BW Bridge. And within SAP BW Bridge, this provides then proven SAP BW-based data integration technology and also enables the rich feature sets of extractors. Then here on the right side, in a dedicated SAP BW Bridge space in SAP Data Warehouse Cloud Core, the SAP BW Bridge artifacts like master bearing info objects, advanced data store objects and composite providers are available as remote tables using SAP HANA Cloud Smart Data Access. And the remote tables in the SAP BW Bridge space can then be used in the regular SAP Data Warehouse Cloud Core spaces using the cross-space sharing approach of SAP Data Warehouse Cloud. And from my side, regarding my data model, I have built a data model from the source system up to the composite provider, and subsequently we will consume my SAP BW Bridge data using remote tables. And finally, I will also show you that the visualization of the SAP BW Bridge data is very easy using SAP Analytics Cloud. And last but not least, and also very important to mention regarding the development environments, there is no support for customers or option for customers to access the SAP BW Bridge environment using the classical well-known SAP graphical user interface or the well-known SAP GUI environment. The data and processes of the SAP BW Bridge environment are managed using an SAP UI5 environment called SAP BW Bridge Cockpit, and the main development environment for SAP BW Bridge is Eclipse using BW modeling tools and ABAP development tools. With that, I would say let's jump directly into the system. The main development environment for SAP BW Bridge is Eclipse. And here we are now in the Eclipse environment that is used for developing new objects and also maintaining existing objects within SAP BW Bridge. And with that, there will be two projects for each system in a system landscape for SAP BW Bridge. One and so-called SAP BW Bridge project related to the BW modeling tools. And in addition to that, also an ABAP project related to the ABAP development tools. And here, as you can see within the SAP BW Bridge project, we have then still our division into BW repository and data sources. Similar like in SAP BW for HANA, here within the BW repository, we have then our info areas with the various development objects in it, and within the data sources, we have our source systems. And as you can see, the SAP BW Bridge component is primarily intended for ODP-based source systems. That means here, as an example, we can connect an SAP BW system directly to the SAP SAP BW Bridge environment using the operational data provisioning framework, or an SAP ECC system and an SAP S/4HANA system here using the ODP SAP context, and also an SAP HANA system directly to the SAP BW Bridge environment to leverage the great benefits of the operational data provisioning framework. Or we can also extract data out of CDS views in context of ODP CDS. And last but not least, also the ODP SLT based source systems can also be connected to the SAP BW Bridge environment. And with that, let me open as an example one source system that you can see. Here we have our well-known data sources. And with that, as mentioned at the beginning, this provides then really the SAP BW-based data integration technology and the rich feature sets of extractors directly in the SAP BW Bridge environment, and with that directly in the SAP Business Technology platform, and on top of that also the great benefits of the operational data provisioning framework, like extract once and deploy many. And with that, let me navigate to my own info area. I already added that to my favorite. Let me open my info area and also the subfolders regarding the various objects. Yet you see that the overall structure is really similar to SAP BW for HANA. And here with that, let me right click on my info area. As you can see, we can create advanced data store objects, composite providers, info objects, and so on. And with that, within SAP BW Bridge, we are able to implement here up to the composite provider. In other words, it's not possible to create new queries within the SAP BW Bridge environment. And in this regard, within the SAP BW Bridge, there is no support for OLAP engine, and functionality dependent on OLAP is not available, like exception aggregation, analysis, authorizations, and so on. All the OLAP related functionality needs to be adopted then in SAP Data Warehouse Cloud itself when the data is consumed by remote tables, which we will also see in just a few minutes. And with that, let me open one of my data flow objects here, that one. I have already prepared one data flow for our demo with regard to the time constraint, but to be honest, the overall functionality and procedure for available objects is very similar to SAP BW for HANA. And for my Greenfield scenario, I've built a data model from the source system up to the composite provider. Left, I am extracting data here from an ECC system out of an SAP extractor and handling with transactional data. Here on the right, I am handling with master data and extracting data from an CDS view. And as you can see, we still have the subdivision into master data text and master data attributes. And within my data flow, I also created the relevant data transfer processes and transformations to load the relevant transactional data and master data. And I would say that's it about the Eclipse environment. And I also created dedicated process chains for both paths to load the relevant data. And for that, I would say let's switch to the SAP UI5 environment for SAP BW Bridge, that we can analyze that one. Here we are in the SAP UI5 environment for SAP BW Bridge, the so-called SAP BW Bridge cockpit. The SAP BW Bridge data and processes are administered using this UI5 environment. The environment is very similar structured to the well-known SAP BW for HANA cockpit. As an example, here we have apps regarding the process chain editors, or we have apps regarding info object master data maintenance, info object hierarchy maintenance, or also the overall identity and access management for SAP BW Bridge happens here using this SAP UI5 environment. And Yeah, for my demo, for my Greenfield scenario, I have already created process chains to load the appropriate data to my info providers. And as an example, let us investigate on that one. Here in that process chain, I added my data transfer process and then also an activation process to load the data from the inbound table to the active table. And also just to demonstrate the overall functionality, I also added a cleanup step here within my process chain. And yeah, to be honest, the overall functionality is really similar to SAP BW4HANA. And yeah, with that, I would say that's it about the SAP UI5 environment for SAP BW Bridge. And next, we will now consume our SAP BW Bridge artifacts within SAP Data Warehouse Cloud. Here we see an SAP Data Warehouse Cloud tenant integrated with our SAP BW Bridge environment, where we have just seen our SAP BW Bridge objects. With that, let me navigate to the space management and then here to the already created BW Bridge demo space. And yeah, here within that, if a customer wants to use SAP BW Bridge, a provisioning process is triggered by SAP. With that, there will be a dedicated space for SAP BW Bridge in the SAP Data Warehouse Cloud tenant itself, generated by the provisioning process. And as you can see here on the right, the space then has a specific type, namely the SAP BW Bridge. And yeah, inside the SAP BW Bridge space, there is then one defined connection. Let me navigate to the connections part. Here, this one. And the create button for connections is disabled. So SAP does not allow to create new or own connections here in this space. And as you can see, the real-time replication status is inactive for this connection, as it only allows remote tables. And yeah, important to know that this connection to the SAP BW Bridge environment will be generated by the provisioning process of SAP, so customers are not able to create that connection by their own. And with that, last but not least, I would say let us also analyze the connection itself. And yeah, this is an SAP HANA Smart Data Access connection using the SAP HANA Cloud ODBC adapter with two endpoints. Here the SAP HANA SQL access is used for moving over the data. The HTTP access is to get the metadata. And last but not least, here the SAP BW service key should be copied, as this needs to be entered when an SAP BW Bridge project is set up in Eclipse. And and as already mentioned, the access to the BW Bridge artifacts happens using remote tables. And with that, I would say let's navigate to the data builder of the SAP BW Bridge space to import our remote tables. Yeah, here we are in the data builder of our SAP Data Warehouse Cloud tenant. And with that, let's take a look to the data builder relating to our SAP BW Bridge space, which we just have seen previously. And as you can see, the data builder relating to the SAP BW Bridge space is slightly different than regular SAP Data Warehouse Cloud spaces. And here, as you can see, we are not able to create tables, graphical views, SQL views, entity relationship models, and also data flows. The main purpose of the data builder regarding the SAP BW Bridge space is to import and share the remote tables for other regular DWC spaces using the cross-space sharing approach. And with that, let me import my SAP BW Bridge data here by clicking to that import button, and then here via import remote tables, the next screen is available. Within the next wizard, I would say import remote tables. There is then one defined connection, and that's the connection to the SAP BW Bridge environment. And by selecting to that connection, the connection gets validated, and if the validation process is successful, the next step is available. Here, within the next step, we are able to select which tables should be imported from our SAP BW Bridge environment as remote tables, and the organization of the objects is like an Eclipse according to info areas. Here, let me open my info area, that one, the OSOI. And here I see then my appropriate info providers, here my advanced data store object, and the corresponding tables and views to my advanced data store objects, here the change log and also the reporting view. And then let me select my master bearing info object. Here I would like to select the attributes and also the text. And then the next step displays the list of objects which are ready for import, and also here lists the objects that are already in the repository. And here within the ready for import part, as you can see, we are able to define own business names and also technical names. And then via import and deploy, let me select that one. The selected items are available in our SAP Data Warehouse Cloud tenant as remote tables. And with that, just a few seconds. Let me close then that one. Once the import and deployment has been successfully completed, we need to share our remote tables with other spaces, with regular SAP Data Warehouse Cloud spaces that we are able to continue working with then within SAP Data Warehouse Cloud. And for that, I have already created one space. Let me navigate to the space management, and here to the Dennis BW Bridge space. That one, and as you can see, this space has the type SAP Data Warehouse Cloud. That means here in this space we are able to leverage all the well-known capabilities within SAP Data Warehouse Cloud. And for that, I would say, let me now share all my artifacts with this space. For that, I am navigating to the data builder first, and then here to my SAP BW Bridge space. Then let me select my artifacts of my SAP BW Bridge environment that I would like to share with my SAP Data Warehouse Cloud space. And then using the space button here, and then by selecting my SAP Data Warehouse Cloud space, which we also have seen, and here by selecting them and then using the share button, the remote tables are then available here within the other space in Data Warehouse Cloud. And now the next step is to consume this remote tables in the other SAP Data Warehouse Cloud space to create an analytical data set. Here we are again in the data builder of our SAP Data Warehouse Cloud tenant. This time we're going to select the regular SAP Data Warehouse Cloud space in regards to our data builder. And as you can see within the regular SAP Data Warehouse Cloud space, we can then leverage all the well-known capabilities of SAP Data Warehouse Cloud, and also based on our shared remote tables. And as an example, I now create a graphical view and use my SAP BW Bridge data in it. For that, as you can see within the repository part and then shared objects and tables, we can use our remote tables, which we have shared previously with this Dennis BW Bridge space. And for that, let me add my transactional data to the canvas. with regards to my advanced data store object, and also my attributes from my master mirroring info object. Here I have to define then the join definition, and after that I also would like to add my tags to the canvas and also join that together. And yeah, here finally in the output node I have to define then my business name and the technical name for my graphical view. And here then I have to define the semantic usage as analytical data set, expose it for external consumption. And last but not least, we also have to define some measures. Let me define my measures. And yeah, we are done. That's it. Now we have to switch them to the type measure. And yeah, now I'm deploying my view. And this view is now accessible, for example, in SAP Analytics Cloud, or of course also in any other third-party tool. Yeah, before we visualize our data within SAP Analytics Cloud, I also would like to give you an overview about the data integration monitor with regards to our SAP BW Bridge space. And for that, let me select my SAP BW Bridge space. And as you can see, and here we have a restriction. As mentioned before, within the SAP BW Bridge, only remote tables are available. And for the data integration monitor of SAP BW Bridge space, that means that the view persistency monitor and the data flow monitor are not available. The available functionalities here are everything related to the remote table monitor and the remote query monitor. And as you can see, last but not least, out of the data integration monitor, we can also jump directly to the SAP BW Bridge cockpit to monitor our loading processes. And with that, I would say, we are done within SAP Data Warehouse Cloud itself. And next, we can now visualize our data within SAP Analytics Cloud. Yeah, this SAP Analytics Cloud tenant is connected via a live data connection to our SAP Data Warehouse Cloud tenant, which leverages the SAP Data Warehouse Cloud SAP BW Bridge feature. And here, let us create a story to see that this works actually very straightforwardly. Here, let me select story canvas, and then here the data source. Here then within the live data connection part, the SAP Data Warehouse Cloud, and then via the underlying connection, these spaces are available where my user is added to. And here within the analytical data set, let me select the analytical data set which we created together. And due to time constraint, I would say let me create a table here. To see that the overall data is really available. And within the rows, let me add the description, and then here within the measures, all the measures that we see that all the data is available. As you can see, the data is available, and of course we can then use any other functionality within SAP Analytics Cloud. That is also possible with a regular SAP Data Warehouse Cloud live data connection. And with that, I would say we are done. Yeah, we are done. We have seen a complete end-to-end Greenfield scenario. Thank you for your attention and your interest. Let me know if you have any specific questions. And with that, I wish you a successful journey for your business transformation towards the cloud.